Hello from Rob and me, welcome to the programme.
First tonight, the mass protest by campaigners who say Suffolk is straining under the pressure of huge energy projects. As
well as the Sizewell C nuclear power station, a number of other nationally significant infrastructure plans are in the works, such as offshore wind, solar farms and electricity pylons between Norfolk and Essex.
Well, the government says it will mean cheaper energy, but local campaigners say Suffolk's coast and countryside is taking more than its fair share. Well, Tanya Mercer is in Suffolk for us this evening. Tanya, good evening. Well, we know these projects are a big concern in the area.
Yes, good evening. A huge concern. Several massive national infrastructure energy projects could be convening just on this part of Suffolk. Behind me in that building currently is the second of 5 open hearings that the Planning Inspectorate is listening to regarding just one of those projects, the Sea Link project. And there have been people all afternoon expressing their worries. And although it is quiet out here tonight, earlier this morning there were hundreds of protesters stood here with a very morbid message. A funereal procession for what protesters say is the progressive death and destruction of Suffolk's countryside and coastline. Just under 400 people gathered to highlight the cumulative impact of several national infrastructure projects, all happening within a small area of Suffolk.
The plans are ludicrous. We are protesting today saying enough is enough. Sizewell C is enough on its own. We don't need all of these other projects coming here when there are better places closer to London, brownfield industrial zones like Grain, that are perfect for the biggest energy hub in Europe.
Inside the concert hall at Snape Maltings, a cacophony of voices as the first of 5 hearings got underway by a panel from the Planning Inspectorate examining National Grid's application for the Sea Link project. The project is a proposed high-voltage undersea electricity link between Suffolk and Kent, with cabling coming ashore between Thorpeness and Aldborough, a substation at Friston and a converter station near Saxmundham.
We have tried to find brownfield sites. There are none available. Some of the alternatives suggested are unfortunately proposals for, if you like, the wrong part of the grid. It would not work if it went there. And if we were to put it in these other proposed places, it would mean more onshore development.
Sea Link is just one of several major infrastructure projects, either proposed or underway, that will impact on this area. Work has already begun on the new nuclear power station at Sizewell C. The Lion Link project plans to run cables between the UK and the Netherlands. There are the numerous wind farms of East Anglia 1, 1 North, 2 and 3, and then further into the countryside, the 2,500-acre Sunica solar farm near Newmarket and the 114-mile pylon project between Norwich and Tilbury. Campaigners say a more strategic approach to all these is needed.
We'll get 12 to 15 years of construction noise. That's going to impact on tourism, it's going to impact on the roads, it's going to impact on emergency services that people are worried about and the mental well-being of the community.
This is an area of outstanding natural beauty. There's a whole series of environmentally protected areas up here, and all these projects will have a cumulative impact on the environment and the wildlife here, as well as impact on tourism and the economic life and well-being of the communities on this coastal area.
Demand for electricity is expected to increase by 50% by 2035. But as we decarbonise our energy, significant new infrastructure is needed to connect it to our homes and businesses. How and where this is done is still very much up for debate and will, campaigners say, be judged by future generations.
Well, Tanya, clearly lots of protesters there today, but what are the government saying about this?
Well, the government tell us, as if we need to be told, that we are all facing those high energy bills. That's because they say of volatile gas markets controlled by places like Russia. Renewable energy is key to our energy security, and that requires an upgrade of projects and the grid system. They say it will eventually bring prices down. We spoke to the Suffolk MP, Jack Abbott. He says that he not only supports the government but believes that these big projects will bring benefits to the region.
The government's objective here is to make the UK a clean energy superpower, but I want Ipswich and Suffolk to be its beating heart. I think there's enormous potential here, thousands of jobs on offer, millions if not billions of pounds worth of investment to drive up living standards and the quality of our towns like Ipswich. So I'm really, really excited about the potential that's coming down the line for all of this if we get this right.
But the government does acknowledge that all of these projects must be subject to rigorous planning processes, which they say must include the voices of local people. But people here today have been telling me that they feel those processes are becoming just like box-ticking exercises. They are pleading that their voices are not only just listened to, but also acted upon as well.